Hello friends, in the last session we have solved Economy PT 365 pointer notes, and now it is time to solve the same notes with the previous year question so that we understand the concept holistically. So I welcome you all again to UPSC Guardeer. So yesterday foreign exchange reserve we have learnt, right? So in 2019 prelims foreign exchange reserve question was asked. So let us solve it now. Which one of the following group of items is included in India's foreign exchange reserve? The question is very simple. It's asking the items, just the items in the foreign exchange reserve which is held by RBI. So let us solve it. First, foreign currency assets, gold holdings, loans from foreign countries. Foreign currency assets, gold holdings, special drawing rights. Foreign currency assets, loans from the World Bank and SDRs. Loans from the foreign countries, foreign currency assets and loans from the World Bank. We have learnt in the last class that RBI has the foreign exchange reserves holding the foreign currency assets in terms of SDR, gold in foreign currency is there. So these terms like loans, here loans, there was no mention of any word like loans. Okay, if you remove this option we are going to land to the option B. So let us check our answer. Option B is the right answer here. So these kind of questions will be asked from current affairs relating to the static. So from next question, you take a pause and try to guess the answer. Like take a knowledge based guess. Okay. So the answer is B in the first question. See, Indian foreign exchanges have foreign currency assets, gold, special drawing rights. Special drawing rights is a part of IMF. Yesterday we have studied this. Okay. And reserve tranche position. This is also from part of IMF. Okay. So shall we go to the next question? Fine. Previous year question of 2010 prelims, they have asked question on banking ombudsman. Okay, we have studied it yesterday. What is ombudsman? Fine. So fine, I'll read. With reference to the institution of banking ombudsman in India, which one of the statement is not correct? Please focus on these things. They have asked not correct. The banking ombudsman is appointed by the RBI. The banking ombudsman can be considered complaints from the non-resident Indians having accounts in India. The orders passed by the banking ombudsman are final and binding. The service provided by banking ombudsman is free of any fees. Okay, so take your time and answer the question. So the right answer for the question is option C. Okay, C. The banking ombudsman is not a final authority to decide on the complaints. There is an appellate authority. Who is the appellate authority? It is Deputy Governor of RBI. So, okay, any complaints which is not satisfied, we can file appeal against the complaint with the Deputy Governor of RBI. So, option 3 or option C is not correct. So next question. (2023) prelims, they have asked, with reference to central bank digital currency, consider the following statement. CBDC, I told right, there were 2 to 3 questions back to back they have been asking. It is possible to make payments in digital currency without using US dollar or SWIFT system. A digital currency can be distributed with the condition programmed into it such as a time frame for spending it. Okay, program can be done for the digital currency, it means. So this is statement A. Statement B. So fine, we can make a digital currency payment without using US dollar or SWIFT system. Yes, the statement is correct. A digital currency can be distributed with the condition programmed into it such as time frame for spending it. Yes, both the statement are correct. Both statement are correct. Okay, and it is explaining the statement B is explaining A. Okay, the options are not printed here. So let's move to the next question. 2010 prelims, they have asked a question on certificate of deposit. Okay, let's see. Certificate of deposits are issued by Reserve Bank of India. 1. They are negotiable money market instruments. This is statement 1, 2, and this is statement 3. They are negotiable money market instrument. They are issued at discount on face value. So, which among the following statement is correct? Take us 2 seconds of pause. Okay, so let's solve it. Certificate of deposits are issued by RBI. Do you think the statement is right? Yesterday we have learned these are issued by scheduled commercial banks. RRBs cannot issue it. Okay, other commercial banks or scheduled commercial banks will issue it. So it is not RBI. First statement is wrong. They are negotiable money market instrument. Yes, the statement is correct. These are money market instrument, that is less than 1 year of term. They are issued at discounted on face value. Yes, this point also we have seen yesterday. So statement 2 and statement 3 are correct. We will go with the option B and check the answer. C. Option B, 2 and 3 are correct. Okay, these are discount, negotiable and short term instruments. So we will go to the next question. Prelims 2020 question. With reference to regional rural banks, consider the following statements. RRBs. Okay, which committee? Narsimhan committee. Okay, or amalgamation. This is for formation. For amalgamation, we have Vyas committee. First point. First question is asking that they are owned by central government, state government, and concerned public sector bank. Central, state, and sector bank. They are regulated and supervised by NABARD. They have more than 75% of branches in rural and semi-urban areas. Take pause. Okay, so we'll identify the wrong one so that we can eliminate easily. They are owned by the central government, state government, and concerned public sector bank. Yes, we have learned this yesterday. Central government 50% and all the ratios we have learned, right? State government and public bank is having separate holding, the sponsor bank, right? So statement 1 is correct. They are regulated and supervised by NABARD. This statement is wrong. They are supervised by NABARD, but we have learned it, they are regulated by RBI at the end of the day. So the second statement is wrong. If you remove the second statement, we are ending with 1 and 3. They have more than 75% of the branch in rural and semi-urban areas. Now, according to the current affairs, that is 95%. Okay, 95% of its branches are already in rural and semi-urban areas. Fine. Let's go to the next question. (2023) question. Prelims. Okay. Priority sector lending by banks in India include which of the following? Okay, priority sector lending, PSL, 75% for rural banks. Okay, regional rural banks. First one, agriculture, micro, small, medium enterprise, education, housing. Which all are included in PSL? Agriculture, yes, it is included. MSMEs are also included. Education, housing finance, yes. So option D, all are included in priority sector lending. Okay, for domestic banks it's 75% and CRAR is 9% based on the norm applied by RBI. Let's go to the next question. See, you can understand how the current affairs are compared to the static, integrated to the static, and are asking the questions in the previous year questions. Prelims 2026 question. What is or are the purpose or purposes of SARFAESI Act? Yesterday we have learned it, SARFAESI Act. Okay, now let's solve. First statement, to enable banks to recover NPAs without court intervention. So court intervention is not there. So we can recover NPAs without it. The first statement is explaining. Second, to establish asset reconstruction companies. Third statement, to provide statutory backing to securitization. So take a pause. So shall we solve it? It enables bank to recover NPAs without court intervention. Yes, that is why Surface Act is made. Okay, to establish asset reconstruction companies, we have studied. It is given in the first line in the PDF yesterday that to establish asset reconstruction companies. Second statement is also correct. To provide statutory banking to securitization. Third statement is also correct. So option C, 1, 2 and 3 are the right answer. So remember, asset reconstruction companies are Companies Act. Okay, this time regulated by RBI, borrower remedial DRTs, debt recovery tribunals. Let's move to the next question. Prelims 2016. Okay, the FRBM Act 2003 requires the Government of India to place which of the following statements before Parliament along with the budget. Budget will be placed before the Parliament, right? Along with that, 3 documents have to be placed before them, which was mandated by FRBM Act. Which are they? First statement, medium term fiscal policy statement. Second, fiscal policy strategy statement. Third statement is microeconomic framework statement. We have learned it yesterday. This is very easy. All the 3 documents have to be kept by the budget team before presenting it to the Parliament. So option D is the right answer here. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Prelims 2021. Recently it was asked, with reference to India's fiscal deficit, consider the following statement. The first statement says that a fiscal deficit may lead to inflation. Second statement, a fiscal deficit is reflected in public debt. Take a pause. A fiscal deficit may lead to inflation. Yes, of course, fiscal deficit means the government has borrowed more than its revenue generated. So inflation is of course there because there is a high spending in the economy. So statement 1 is correct. The fiscal deficit is reflected in public debt. Public debt means debt owned by government. So it is a part of fiscal deficit is part of public debt. Yes, the statement is correct. So both 1 and 2. See, the questions are simple, just the statements need to be interpreted properly. So according to the FRBM, we know that 3% of GDP is the target. General government, that is 60% target, and central government debt should be less than or equal to 40% is the target. But they have revised it newly, that is 4.5% of GDP is made now. Okay, so keep updated with this. Next question, 2016 prelims. Okay, same thing, FRBM Act, same questions have been asked in a different way. So let's solve this one. First statement, the fiscal responsibility and budgetary management aims at which of the following? 1. Reduction of fiscal deficit. 2. Reduction of revenue deficit. 3. Prudential management of public debt. Let's pause. In the previous question itself we have studied that fiscal deficit must be less than or equal to 4.5%. First statement is correct. Revenue deficit has to be reduced. Yes. Prudential management of public debt has also is the key target of FRBM Act. So all the statements are correct. Let's go to the next question. Yesterday we have studied on minimum alternate tax, right? So now let's solve this on this question. What is minimum alternate tax? Tax on agriculture income, tax on companies showing book profits but no taxable income, tax on capital gains, and D, tax on dividends. Yesterday we have learned that there are some companies which are showing that themselves has a net zero taxpayers. though they are generating substantial profits, they are still showing as a net zero taxpayer. So on that, the government is charging minimum alternate tax, means the company has to pay tax irrespective of the profit generated by them. So option B is the right answer here. See, for corporate taxpayer it is MAT, non-corporate alternate minimum tax. The purpose is bring zero tax companies into tax net. Next question. Prelims 2013. Transfer pricing. Okay, transfer pricing. We have studied it yesterday. Regulations are aimed at option A, preventing tax evasion by multinational companies, encouraging FDI, promoting export, and option D, reducing the custom. So I think you have already seen the answer. So option A, preventing tax evasion by multinational companies. Okay, it is a charge that is done when there's a transaction between multinational companies. So UPSC loves this kind of concept like base erosion, profit sharing, transfer pricing, tax justice. Okay, so please focus on these things whenever these are in news. Let's move to the next question. Okay. So yesterday we were seeing about the GST 2.0 reforms, right? The question has been asked in 2018 on GST. Which of the following taxes are subsumed under GST? Okay, first one, central excise duty, service tax, state VAT. Take a pause. So the answer for this question is central excise duty, service duty, state VAT, all are subsumed under the GST now. Okay, so option D is the answer. Let's go to the next question. Yesterday we studied on the anti-dumping duty and safeguard duty, right? So try to answer it. With reference to trade remedies, consider the following statements. Anti-dumping duty is imposed to protect domestic industry from unfair trade practices. Safeguard duty is imposed in case of sudden surge in imports. Take a pause. Okay, let's see. Anti-dumping duty is imposed to protect domestic industry from unfair trade practices. I told you, right? China was importing, exporting means like for India it's import, right? For when India imported China's products, they were like dumping cheap products in the domestic market. Okay, so the domestic market of India was hit. To safeguard this one, anti-dumping duty was put. Right, so we have discussed it. Statement 1 is correct. Safeguard duty is imposed on in case of sudden surge in the imports. Yes, the second statement is also correct. Option C is the right answer. Next question. Okay, see, like anti-dumping, unfair, safeguard, sudden import. These kind of key notes, keywords are to be remembered to keep them for the long term like remembrance. So 2020, they have asked off budget borrowing question. Yesterday we have learned what is off budget borrowing. First one, in India, off budget borrowing are used for 1. Reducing fiscal deficit, improving tax buoyancy, increasing capital expenditure transparency, controlling inflation. Take a pause. Okay, so the options have made the answers very simple. It is reducing fiscal deficit on paper. Okay, to reduce the fiscal deficit outside the budget we are going to borrow, and we have learned that national saving certificates, okay, NSSC, is the biggest way which the off budget borrowing takes place. So next question is on SEBI, in which was asked in 2017. Okay, so SEBI was established in 1988. It became a statutory body in 1992. Simple. So take a pause. Fine. Yeah, let's stop it. SEBI was established in 1988. Yes, starting it was established as an executive body. We have seen it yesterday. Later in 1992, it was made a statutory body by passing a parliamentary law. Okay, so both the statements are correct. Let's go to the next question. International Financial Services Centers on that based, there was a question on 2021. Which among the following regulates it? Okay, direct question. It is regulated by IFSCA. Very simple question. Okay. So what is the main focus? That FCSS scheme, financial scheme, de-dollarization, and IFSC ecosystem gift city, where we would combine all the like foreign related transactions, foreign currency transaction to one center, that is IFSC center, CS center. We have learned it yesterday, right? So that is the topic there. Next, 2021, 2012, 2012, they have asked question on payment and settlement system in India. Which among the following regulates the payment and settlement system? So the answer for this question is RBI regulates the payment and settlement system in India. In 2012, there was a prelims question on oldest stock exchange in Asia. Okay, which among the following is the oldest stock exchange in Asia? Tokyo Stock Exchange. Option A, Tokyo. B, Shanghai. C, Bombay. D, Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So we have learnt yesterday Asia's largest and oldest stock exchange is Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, so next question is 2023 prelims. It was asked on rupee ostro accounts. I told right yesterday there's a direct question on this, so let's solve this one. Special rupee ostro accounts are used for what? Remittance under a liberalized remittance scheme, bilateral trade settlement in India, external commercial borrowing, cryptocurrency trade. Take a pause. It is to make a bilateral trade settlement in rupees, INR. Okay, both foreign and India can settle the trade settlement in rupees, which will promote internationalization of rupee. Next question. 2018 they asked liberalized remittance scheme. So under liberalized remittance scheme, residents are allowed to remit the maximum limit they are asking, 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh 50,000, unlimited. So the answer is US dollars 2 lakh 50,000 per year. Yesterday we have learnt about this scheme. Okay, C is the answer. Next question. Prelims 2016. India has entered into social security agreement with which of the countries? Mainly two. So why this social security agreements focuses on is the question. 1. Promote exports, avoid double taxation of social security, increase FDI, control migration. The question itself speaks about the social security agreement, so option B is the answer. Avoid double taxation of social security. Which country has signed it recently with India? It is India and UK. Next, 2021 multi-dimensional poverty index. Let's solve this one. The global multidimensional poverty index is released by which among the following organization? Direct answer is UNDP and Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative. We have learnt it yesterday itself. So reports type of question is very easy to solve. Just we need to know the important types of reports released this year. Next, 2022 they have asked RBI's Financial Inclusion Index. Again, see report question. So RBI's Financial Inclusion Index is based on which dimensions? I have told the shortcut, right? AUQ. So which option holds good? Option A, access, usage, quality. So A is the right answer. Next question. So this is the last question. Amrut scheme aims at providing which among the following out of 3? Option 1, water supply. 2, sewage facilities. 3, urban transport. Take a pause. So we have seen that Amrut scheme mainly focuses on water supply regularly to households, sanitation, sewage treatment. So the option 1 and option 2 are correct. It neither speaks or nor related to any kind of urban transport. Just remove this option. You will get directly the option 1 and 2. So this is how the current affairs is integrated into the static and the previous year questions are asked. So like we cannot say directly that no economy previous year questions, if we see there is no current affairs, no, it is there, but based on 90% static only. So while studying current affairs also, there is a static kind of revision that has to take place simultaneously. So hope this session has been very helpful for you. So for part 2, just keep your expectations, like within few days I'm going to upload the second part. So please like the session, subscribe, and comments any of your doubts. If you have any doubts, please comment in the comment section those topics so that we can bring the videos on those topics. Thank you.